How do we fix this wonkiness?
I have the solution, and we'll talk about it today with some brand new custom hinges.
Ooh, fancy. Hello.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. Hey, we have a little bit of mail for you.
Ooh, I like that. Where's the razor blade?
Oh, it doesn't. It has a little tab.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you could get
I
fancy.
can't play with razor.
Play with razors.
Ooh, I know what this is.
I know what it is too. Hold it up, hold it up. Woo, look at that.
2002 Deluxe from my friends over at VolksAmerica. Oh, fine. So they were good enough to, all of the readers could submit where they wanted. Everybody who ordered one of these actually got a photograph where they wanted it.
Sweet.
This
They got to
Mabel-
pick a date.
This Mabel's in here somewhere, and I think one of the cars that we built is in here too. Well, that's pretty nice. This is the first time I've seen this, folks, so you get a sneak peek here. Ooh, nice color. Nice little Gen 1. Here we go.
Ooh.
So this one we did.
It's whipped cream.
That's whipped cream. We did this one about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So it was just a request from Paul, so we really appreciate getting one of these.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
That's
I don't even
awesome.
know where this car is now because I know they sold it.
Yeah. Wow.
Very cool. We're going to put this up in the office. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. Do you know if people can get them?
Yes, you can order them from VolksAmerica.com, and Paul would be more than happy to sell you one.
There you go. Very cool. Awesome. All right. So we have a little thing that we made, right?
Yes.
Let's go show the nice people because
Well,
this is
I'm
kind
going
of
to
cool.
show you the original prototype first.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So what we're referring to, if you look back for season 8.
Season 8.
Season 8, episode 29, we were talking about these. And these were trying to fix a hood, sag problem with the hood.
Yeah.
So on earlier cars, it's only got one stay to hold up.
So it ends up going, wah,
And it ends up twisting the hood and breaking. So this was the solution.
to put on both sides.
We have
Right?
the second generation
Oh.
going on for install right now.
Okay.
Just no. Jeremy
That's
is
so
over here
cool.
working on this, and then we have the logo of the car built into this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of cool.
All right.
And
So behind you, though, is...
yeah, that's an original. So the earlier ones, like we were talking about, it's only got one hood stay. There's nothing over here to help hold this, so the whole hood is going to sit there and do this.
Yeah. Which, that's not good.
Over time, you're going to end up twisting and breaking this part, and you'll get some fractures up in here just
Oh,
from
yeah.
the stress of it moving.
All right. So we fixed it.
We fixed it.
That's
so
kinda cool.
as soon as we can do a production run of these, we will put them up on our website for order.
All right. Very cool.
Yes,
Hey, guys, let us know if that's something you'd be interested in.
we hope so. We hope so. So I'm going
If
to turn
so,
you
we'll
guys.
make it for you. You know?
I'm going to turn you over to Darren.
All right.
Because he's going to show you what's been going on. I've been doing a bunch of little stuff here in the shop. So
All right, Darren. This says making progress. We've got a little room in here.
Yeah, well, it's
Clear it
fake
out?
room. It's fake room right
It's
now.
fake room.
We got cars moved around outside. So
That's
what used to
true,
be right
that's
there
true.
is Ferguson, which Fergie's out here now.
Right.
Getting ready to jump home again. So
Out in the wild, huh?
yeah, I got to go
Look at
drive her.
that.
But there it is. So we got it cleaned up. Got to do some little adjustments. I'm gonna drive her down the road, come back and clean her up one more time, put a cover on her, and wait for them to come get her.
Nice.
So there's that. So yeah, that's one of our rooms. So there we go with that. And then we'll
All
go
right.
inside. We got a couple out here waiting. Mr. Henry's bus is waiting. His headliner finally came in, so
Oh,
we're gonna get on
good.
in. It was back order being made, and then the Boggans Bug is gonna get a resto. So
All right.
it's in line, sitting here waiting. So
Great.
we'll come in here now. Mr. Park's convertible. Actually, we'll just start calling it his daughter's convertible because that's who it's for.
Yeah.
So We got JT did all the wires to the steering, the dashes back together now. So all the dashes, they went through it, and all the lights are working. So we put a new wire harness in here, Rebel wire harness. So he's got all that. The steering wheel's back on, the horn works, the radio works, all the lights work, blah, blah, blah. So they're cleaning that all up. And then the next stage, we put kill mat down on the new pans we put. And we're going to put the carpet kit in. Here's a new carpet kit. And then they're going to put the top on. And then the motor back in. And then it'll go home. So it sounds real easy when you just list it like that.
Right, yeah. That should be nothing, right?
Then behind you, Mr. Hatcher's 67 convertible we all been following for a while now.
Yeah.
We didn't, obviously if you look at it, it's still rough, but he wanted it rough metal and primered, and they're going to take it and do the body work, the finished body work themselves, and paint it and then bring it back for assembly. So that's why it looks like it does, but it's on its pan, bolted down. The doors, we had an issue with the doors, so they went now. And on convertibles you have it because they sag because there's no support. So the support along the heater channel is supposed to help, but there's always problems with the doors. So they went and cut. There's a pinch point here, and they cut and readjusted that, so now your lines line up perfectly and the door closes, and so everything's good. So we did that with both doors, and that was the final thing, and now he's coming to get this Friday, so then that want to go home and this whole space again.
Oh my goodness.
So don't be afraid, folks, if you're doing a restoration at home and you see this kind of stuff, go ahead and just trim it up and do it. This is actually fairly common to recap body panels in metal. So just don't.
Because it came from the factory.
It came from the factory kind of wonky, and so we don't want to.
Yeah, and then when you put new metal, so the door was from factory, but we replaced everything from here down. Everything at the door rests on the heater channel and the support on that's new. So that didn't come with the factory. So now all of a sudden you're putting new parts onto an old. So yeah, it changes everything. So, but that's
exciting.
That's better than it was from the factory. I guarantee that's going to be closed like that and line up like that from the factory.
Definitely.
And they have a wedge right there for that specific reason on these old. So when it hits that wedge, it aligns it. Even if it sags a little bit, it brings it back in when it lines. Well, that's not perfect because every time you open the door sits a little bit. So, but this one lined up without the wedge, so we're good.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So, all right, so we'll walk through here some more. We got, like we said, they're bleeding the brakes on him and doing some stuff. Mrs. Riley's got, they're doing real little touch-up wiring, finishing the steering column or steering wheels, if it was in last week or not.
Yeah, I think it was.
For some reason, everybody's right here in this corner.
And Joseph's been doing wiring.
Yeah, Joseph's been doing most of the wiring on it and stuff.
Great.
And so the motor's ordered. We sent that already from the second place, and it'll be coming in. And we're really on a short list it. So I actually have a battery coming today, and Joseph's going to hook up power to it. And we're going to test lights and get power to it first time today.
That's exciting. What's up with Herbie? Anything?
Well, Herbie was actually up because of the segment that we went over about hood hinges.
Yeah.
We're just using that as an example. And,
okay.
on how that's the new thing, which it is. So
great.
But a lot of work going on Gazzo, poor little Gazzo's coming up forever. So, last week we went over that we're going with a new wheel instead of the axle, so we're putting the original axles back in. Going to rebuild the rear end so that when the new wheels get here, that's ready to go. So that's good. So Gazzo's got a little bit going on. Range has got his little Safari windshield in.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, pretty neat.
Mr. Range, you're gonna like that.
Come along, so.
Really
I think
cool.
that's sexy.
That is. It's like.
I'll tell you this.
Not you.
I will tell you one thing though. That pretty much only works in California.
Yeah.
That's gonna leak eventually. I don't care what you do, but that's a California
thing.
thing.
On the website it says Safari windows leak.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, just imagine.
And don't drive with it open.
This is just a piece of glass that presses against the seal. Now I'm from California, so I get it. Rain. You count your rain days. You count by your fingers, so you're cool there in Southern California. So, but yeah, if you're going 60 miles an hour around the freeway, which this car do more than that, but then forcing that water eventually you're gonna have a problem. But people that put Safari windshields aren't really worried about that. So
no.
There he goes. We've got a hold up still in the gas tank because we had a master cylinder problem. I got a master cylinder coming for it.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. We'll get that fixed up. And then in the rear, they're putting the last pin in, which we did some custom little deals for. He's not running a heater because he's in California. He's running electric heaters.
Oh my gosh,
so we blocked those off. Cool. And
the S is for Sarah.
Yeah, and then there's a little Tennessee, and so that's his emblem. But those are going to go in there at school. So we're going to get that in there. And this one has the battery, and we're actually probably here either today or the next couple of days going to put power to this.
Oh.
and be close to that. I got my little baby split windows that Spook was working on. He got one with a chrome in it, so we're going to put in. Those are probably, so far to me, the hardest piece of glass to put in, with the exception of the corner glass on a 23 window.
It doesn't look like it should be so hard, but
it doesn't.
It is.
But no bueno. So we're going to work on that, and then short list on him. I think Spook and Jeremy are going to get back on this rag top soon.
All right. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, there's his gas tank with his little logo also on the field there. I've got a sending unit seal coming from it. It'll be ready to go when his master cylinder gets here.
Okay.
So there's his master cylinder, brand new. Had a leak. I called the manufacturer and he sent me a new one. So we're there. So then the only other thing is we have out here is Mr. Stewart's car. Like it's just sitting there, poor little guy. He's waiting on a couple parts and then he'll be good to go.
Great.
And Mr. Gill just went home with his car, which is the other red Super Beetle. So it's gone. It went just about 15, 20 minutes ago.
Oh,
so
happy.
Yay.
That's fantastic.
That's it pretty much for this week.
All right.
We should, in the near future, in the next couple weeks, have some new cars in here. So that'd be exciting.
That's exciting.
So as soon as they go home, their spots are already filled.
Yeah.
A year, 2 years,
yeah,
something like that.
We're out 2 years. So I got to look through the list actually now and see who's next and start making calls. So.
You're the next contestant on the prices,
come on
right?
down.
Come on down.
There you go. So.
We'll start tearing into the next one.
Yeah.
So.
All right, we got a little bit of sound going outside. Anybody want to talk about that?
Well, besides they're getting the machine stuck again.
Which I pulled out. A little plug for Ford and F-250s. They had to call me out there.
Four-wheel drive.
Oh, man. What was the machine?
It was the machine. It was.
No, what was the machine?
It's a ditch witch, but they had an attachment called a raker up front, which is basically just a Stirling cylinder.
Yeah. Alabama mud is no joke.
Rakes mud. So they're slowly working on the dirt stuff because it was too wet last time.
Yeah.
We did pass our inspection. We're probably going to do the pull on that next week.
Okay.
Or the power company's going to do the pull. Mm-hmm. And probably the week after that or the following week, depending on the electrician's schedule, we will have what we call clean power here. So
we have the power.
We're switching over from 220 to 440.
Nice.
So it'll be nice.
That is exciting.
The lights won't dim anymore when the welder.
Well, that and we can fully open up the paint booth and all that other stuff.
That's pretty cool. Definitely. All right. Well, we're making progress.
Yep.
Fantastic. Anything else you want to share with the nice people?
I don't think so.
How about we just say goodbye?
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye, nice people.